Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review on the Season 3 double episode premiere of Fear the Walking Dead on AMC. Both episodes aired back to back. The first one was called Eye of the Beholder, and the second one being called The New Frontier. And yeah, if you guys didn't notice, hairstyle changed just a little or a lot, however you want to put it. I like it. You don't really need to, focus video on my hair, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so this premiere, I was semi looking forward to it, I guess. Fear the Walking Dead, it's kind of been a lukewarm, kind of underwhelming show throughout for me. There have been some very good episodes and moments here and there. Like, I still really like the season 1 finale, and what they did with Travis, with what happened with Chris towards the end of season 2, I actually thought was really good. And I'm still trying to follow it, not only because of it, like something similar to The Walking Dead or in the same world technically, but also because Alycia Debnam-Carey, and I'm a big fan of hers, from The 100, if you can't tell by the poster over there. So I'm still holding out hope that they develop her really well on the show, and she becomes kind of a force, at some point in the series. Yeah, so I know I stopped reviewing Fear the Walking Dead episode by episode last year, but I did catch up at one point. I did sort of give my final thoughts on season 2. If you guys want to go back and look, just search Fear the Walking Dead on my channel, you'll find it. Overall, I thought this was actually a pretty good start to season 3, and probably some of the best of Fear the Walking Dead we've gotten. I'd put it with the season 1 finale, and similar to how much I like the Travis stuff at the end of season 2. Those 3 points I think have been the best, and right now, like I said, is one of them. Of course, the main thing everyone's talking about in the double episode premiere is the pretty major character death, and there's spoilers in the title, so don't blame me if if this ruins it for you. But Travis, they actually killed off Travis, Cliff Curtis's character, which some people were semi worried about, because of the actor being cast in some Avatar sequels coming up, I guess. I haven't even seen the first Avatar, but I'm sure he was offered plenty of money and everything, so maybe it's a case of him being written off because they sort of had to. But it did feel a bit quick. It feels like they could have gotten him to act in more of this season, or kind of stretched out what they're going to do with him this season instead of killing him in the beginning of the second episode. So I don't really know how it worked with that. But a lot of people are pretty upset or frustrated about the death. Like a weakness with Fear the Walking Dead has been me just not buying into the characters, getting behind the characters like I did in the original show. And that's still kind of the case, but Travis was the one they were actually showing some real potential with, and they actually gave him a pretty good moment at the end of season 2, with beating those two guys to death, over what they did to Chris. So he was actually starting to develop fairly well, and I still kind of care about Alicia. I do want to see what they do with her, but as far as the rest of the characters, they're kind of dull and sort of bland to me, honestly. But Travis and Alicia are one of the two that I actually kind of like, and so it is kind of a surprising choice. So they would kill Travis off, because he's sort of, I don't want to say he's Rick, but you would think that he's sort of like our Rick for this show anyway, but I guess not. They're taking a different approach to it, and whether this was actually planned for him to die in season 3 at the start or at the end, or if they kind of were forced to write him out right now because of his Avatar deal. I don't know. But, before we talk about specifically the scene of and what happens to him in that scene, the episode before, the first episode, Eye of the Beholder, I liked quite a bit. And I'll actually admit, these 2 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, I actually got a little bit more into than a good amount of episodes in season 7 of The Walking Dead, which is kind of feels weird for me to say that, but I'll admit, season 1 finale of Fear, the Travis stuff in season 2, and what they did in season 3 so far, I actually like more than some of the stuff they were doing in season 7 of The Walking Dead, considering how padded out it all was and everything. Still, Fear is nowhere near on the original Walking Dead's level yet, but still, it's starting to get somewhere for me, honestly. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the rest of season 3. They still have 14 episodes left to go. But of course they're taken to the military base. We meet this guy named Troy, played by, I think his name's Daniel Sherman. He played the body Cole possessed on the CW show, the original, so I remember seeing him in that. So it's kind of fun seeing him in this, and looks like he'll have a role at least probably towards the mid-season, I think. But he's sort of like a antagonist type character right now, arrogant, so I think that worked pretty well, and just like the intensity of I almost want to say the camp they were at, and how Troy and some of his men, he got to work with them, were experimenting and everything like that, trying to research, how fast people would come back after they were killed and everything. I thought that was all pretty intense, and sort of just set a good tone for the show in that episode. Noel Fisher was also in it. He plays Mickey Malkovich on Shameless on Showtime, so it's fun to see him in this too. He ends up getting pulled through the wall by this really, really strong walker, or something. So some people are actually saying there's this new super mutant type of zombie out there or something. I don't know. I guess it'd be a way for him to make the walkers feel more threatening. Because even though these people aren't as experienced as the characters on The Walking Dead, and the walkers are still a little more fresh in the timeline of this show right now, we don't want to get too Resident Evil like or anything like that, but I don't know, maybe it'd make it a little more fun to say walkers are stronger than others, and they can kind of pull someone through a wall and kind of hold them in and stuff like that. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because it was a really fresh walker, on the walls or something like that. I don't know. But either way, that part was kind of cool. Noel Fisher gets his kind of lip bitten off, and then he gets pulled in, and then his neck snapped, kind of. I don't know. That was good. Of course, Travis does meet up with Nick and everything when they're being held there, and they sort of along with Luciana, but she's not doing so hot right now. So they're able to kind of work together though, and get out of that, which is good. They're also working with this other guy who had known the way out of the base, but he is shot and killed, and sort of thrown down there with them. They're trying to escape as he turns. So I really did like all that. And Alicia, meanwhile, she's they're trying to get into there as well, and she does see Nick, and when they're actually being pinned down by this walker, the turn guy who I told you about. In the sewer, or kind of the underground part of it, Alicia is able to throw a knife down there and everything like that. And then so I really did like the Eye of the Beholder episode. I'm not going to remember every detail of it, but we also like the Walker pit fight with Travis when they tossed him down there, and he killed quite a few walkers on his own. So that was actually pretty cool. They kind of cut back. They kind of cut away from it a couple times, but it still was a pretty cool scene. And when they give him a big moment like that, it was all the more surprising to see Travis killed at the beginning of the second episode, The New Frontier. Alicia and him are on the helicopter after they had to separate from Madison, Nick and the others, as they're carrying Luciana, but they're all supposed to go to the same base, but an unknown, source actually fires on the chopper. Some people thought Travis was bitten for some reason. I don't think so. I don't think he would have really gotten on the helicopter if he knew he was bitten. I think the actual thing is that he was shot. It went through his stomach, then the angle, because he was sitting, it went into his neck, and that's when he gripped his neck like that. Then he actually has Alicia unbuckle his seatbelt, and he sort of throws himself off the chopper, and that's that's the last we see of him. So that was pretty surprising, even if you knew that Cliff Curtis was getting a role in Avatar, and you were thinking that the character is a little bit more at risk now. It's still kind of surprising to see that happen in that fashion, and so quickly into the season. And I'm kind of eager for what's all that happening in front of her could do to Alicia. For her character, it definitely traumatized her. I liked Alicia's reaction to it, more than what we've seen from Madison when Alicia told her a little bit later. We'll talk about that in a second, but I thought Alycia Debnam-Carey's acting was pretty good here. We see the tear, and just how they shot it, I think was kind of sold the trauma of it all. Is Travis alive? Was there a dumpster down there or something? I don't know. But they did confirm on the Talking Dead, I guess, that he is definitely dead, and he probably wouldn't survive a fall from that height, let alone with that bullet going through him. So he's pretty much confirmed to be dead right now, unless Daniel Salazar is just happened to be walking around there and finds him and he somehow survived. I don't know. But he's pretty much dead. It is kind of a conundrum. I don't know if conundrum's the right word, but it's just like an odd situation, because he's the most developed character on the show, and then they kill him like this, whether it was for the movie deal or not. Still not sure how to feel, and I did hear about it happening before I watched it today. I watch Trev's Chan too all the time, and he didn't really spoil it in the title, but I watched a lot of his videos, so I know what characters he likes and what he doesn't, or like what he's worried about. So when he puts WTF, what the fuck, in the title, I think, oh shit, something kind of pissed him off here, surprised him. But still, I did think it was a fairly well done sequence, despite mixed feelings on Travis actually being killed off. And then as far as like the New Frontier episode goes, I thought it was fine as well. I didn't think it was quite as good as Eye of the Beholder, though. We meet I forget the name, but these people, the military group, running this ranch, or sort of like a farm. We meet the father of Troy and Jake. I did like the scenes of Jake and Alicia being out there, when the chopper went down. And the walkers coming out in the dark, and Alicia, gunning a few of them down to help Jake. Jake's a pretty decent character. He's the brother of Troy. He seems to be a little bit, he seems to have his head on his shoulders a little bit better. So that stuff was pretty decent. The stuff that kind of turned me off in the episode, though, it wasn't, the pace wasn't as fast as the premiere, but that wasn't as the first episode, but that wasn't the issue. Because when Alicia and Jake are able to get back to the ranch, or whatever it actually is, when she tells Madison of Travis's death, just again, Kim Dicken's acting, it just doesn't work on the show. I've been complaining about it, since it kind of started. Like, you can tell, I don't know this for sure, but it seems like she has some plastic surgery done on her face or something, but either way, she's just really expressionless. She has like one or two like facial expressions she gives. It's like this whole frozen, disgusted look. Like, she kind of has like that face the whole episode. Since the beginning, really, where it's just kind of I don't know. It's just weird, and just her acting. Without finding out what happened to Travis, it felt very underdone, and like at first it sounded like you're trying to mirror like Rick's reaction to when he found out Lori died in season 3 of the original show. And when you see her at the tree later, you're supposed to feel for her, but I just didn't buy it. And she's just going no, and, like she's giving these weird expressions, but I don't actually feel any emotion coming off of her. I don't know, it just didn't work that well. Like I said, I bought into how Alicia might be affected by it more than Madison. So. But things could be interesting here, with Madison planning to, make this their home and take it over if they have to. And then you also had, Strand, posing as a doctor back at the hotel, and eventually having to take off, not, so that other people don't have to risk, the survivors finding out that he's not actually a doctor and things like that. So that part was okay as well. I'm sure Strand will meet up with the others again at some point somehow, but we'll see. But yeah, so overall, a pretty good start to the season. I did enjoy it more than I was expecting. I am interested to see what they do with the rest of the season after what happened with Travis. They better never kill off Alicia, okay? Please kill off Madison. They should have killed off Madison instead of Travis. Again, I don't know if they actually had a choice in the matter or not, though, but... if Alycia Debnam-Carey left the 100 to be on Fear the Walking Dead, they better utilize her for the rest of the goddamn show. But yeah, still I am more interested to see what they do with Season 3 than I thought I would be. If I had to rate Eye of the Beholder, the first episode, I'd rate it about an 8.9, almost a 9 out of 10. If I had to rate the second episode, The New Frontier, I'd rate that about an 8.5, maybe an 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, let me know you guys thought about these episodes, what you expect for the rest of the season, how you feel about Travis's death. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.